How often in life have you found yourself absolutely burnt out and tired of everything around you? And all you can think of is if I can just get this one thing I crave, everything will be fine. All my worries will disappear and my struggles will be justified. We have all been there. Now, I'm someone who's deeply interested in psychology. Having studied it extensively, I often find myself breaking down stories and characters through the lens of human behavior and my own life experiences. And one of the reasons I love games like Dying Light is because beneath the adrenaline of zombie smashing parkour, there are these small, human moments that hit far deeper than the main story ever intends. Dying Light seems like it's just about survival. You run across rooftops, smash through zombies, scavenge supplies, and do whatever it takes to make it through another day. Each mission looks like a slight variation of the same loop. Find something, kill something, survive something. But every so often, the game slows down. Every so often, it hands you a story that feels almost out of place. A moment that makes you stop, put down the controller for a second, and just think. And for me, Gazi was one of those moments. The mission is called Mother's Day, and before I even started it, I found myself curious. Why would a game like this, a game soaked in blood and chaos, choose a title like that for a side quest? By the time I was done, I realized it wasn't just a side mission, it was a mirror. One that forced me to look inward and think about what survival actually means. I know I might be sounding hysterical, but trust me guys, it's all going to make sense. The path to Gazi is brutal, and no, I don't mean fighting through waves of the undead, but the kind of brutal where you're using YouTube tutorials to figure out how to reach the mission area. At first glance, Gazi seems quirky, dare I say odd. His speech patterns are unusual, his requests even more so. He doesn't ask you to kill a monster, secure supplies, or deliver a weapon. Instead, he wants you to collect movies, chocolates, a box of special chocolates. He wants things that seems absurd when you compare them to the blood-soaked chaos outside his walls. The city is collapsing, people are dying, and survival is the only thing that matters. And here is Gazi, worried about chocolates and a movie. And all of this, he insists, is for his mother. The deeper you go into this mission, the more unsettling it becomes. His mother, as it turns out, is no longer alive. She died 2 years before the outbreak even began. And yet to Gazi, she's still there. He talks to her, he sets the table for her, he watches movies with her, he lives with her. In his mind, she never truly left. You discover Gazi's journal where he describes his life in his own words. He doesn't see zombies the way most survivors do. To him, they are not monsters, they are just dumb people. People who get angry when they see him, as if they don't understand him, as if they're mocking or rejecting him. Gazi doesn't fear them the way others do. He pities them. He thinks they're just angry, confused people who don't know any better, just like the world that never really accepted him. And then there's this movie he asks you to find, Charlie. This is not just a random request. Charlie is actually a movie in real life, and the story of this movie is based on a man with intellectual disabilities who undergoes an experiment that temporarily increases his intelligence, allowing him to experience life in a new way, but ultimately leading to tragedy when he reverts back to his original state. The parallels to Gazi are striking. Like Charlie, he's caught between innocence and a harsh reality, between simplicity and the crushing complexity of the world around him. By clinging to this movie, Gazi is clinging to a reflection of his own story, one that makes him feel seen in a world where no one else does. Inside his home, you notice something else. There are 2 plates set at the table. He isn't just eating for himself, he eats with his mother, or at least with the memory of her. His mother has been gone for 2 years, but Gazi has kept her alive through rituals, setting the table, talking to her, watching movies together. In his world, she's still there. Because here's the truth, Gazi is not trying to survive the same way everyone else is. He's not strategizing about rations, weapons, or safe zones. Instead, he is clinging to routine, to comfort, to normalcy. He's protecting something that gives his life meaning, even if that meaning doesn't make sense to anyone else. Now, from a purely survivalist perspective, this is insanity. Why waste precious energy and risk a life for chocolate when the world is burning around you? Why cling to movies and a conversation with a puppet whose head is a metal bucket? But from a psychological perspective, it makes perfect sense. Because Gazi isn't trying to survive in the way others are. He's surviving mentally. He's doing the one thing that allows him to endure in a world gone mad. He is protecting his peace. And that's the part that struck me the most. Think about it, how often do we do the same thing, even in our world that isn't overrun by zombies? We attach ourselves to routines, we cling to rituals, we chase after tiny comforts that look meaningless to others but mean everything to us. A daily cup of coffee from the same cafe, listening to the same playlist on the way to work, rewatching the same movie when life feels overwhelming. These small acts don't make logical sense in terms of survival, but psychologically they are anchors. They remind us that even in the storm, there can be stillness. Even in collapse, there can be continuity. Gazi reminds us of this truth. He teaches us that sometimes it's not about defeating chaos, it's about carving out a pocket of peace within it, a place where even if the whole world is crumbling, you still get to sit down, eat your chocolate, and watch your movie with the person you love. Gazi cannot accept his mother's death, so he continues the ritual of life with her. And that's what struck me the most after finishing the mission. The realization that survival isn't always about pushing forward, but sometimes it's about stopping and taking time to enjoy the present moment. And maybe that's the greater lesson that Gazi teaches us, that survival isn't just about living another day, it's about finding reasons to live another day. That peace isn't found by erasing chaos, it's found by carving out small, sacred spaces within it. That love, memory, and routine can be just as important as weapons and food. And maybe, just maybe, things that look the most delusional from the outside are the things that keep us alive on the inside. Gazi isn't just a quirky NPC in a side mission, he's a reminder that in the end peace is not the absence of chaos, it's the ability to hold on to something meaningful despite it. And in that sense, maybe Gazi has figured out what it truly means to stay human in a world that no longer feels human.